Hey, everybody, welcome back. Devin, the OG, the original Grognard. It's raining outside. I know I've mentioned this before, but I love the rain. I hate summers. I hate spring. I love fall and winter. I love the rain. I love the snow. I don't think most people really understand how much. That's why I live here in Seattle. It's beautiful, beautiful music to my ears. That beautiful, beautiful rain. My season's back. Anyways, here we are back at the table looking at our continuing playthrough of NATO Air Commander from Hollandspiel Games, designed by Brad Smith. We're stepping into turn 4. I think this will probably be my last video playthrough. I think people have gotten kind of a good enough grasp of how the game is supposed to be played out of this so far, and I mean, it's if I was not talking so much and recording this, I could probably burn through a turn in about 5-10 minutes. However, with me rambling onto the camera, it's taking me about a half hour, and I'm sure people are getting bored of me watching me do this over and over again. So I'll probably do this. Will probably be the last playthrough, and I don't know. I might play it off camera, and after each turn, come back and say, "Hey, this is what happened this turn." But I think that's kind of boring. I think most people watch my videos because they like seeing me playing f up things all the time. Anyway, so let's go ahead and jump into that. Where is my sheet? Ugh. I was doing work here at the table yesterday and was shifting a lot of stuff around, so I can't find anything. Pull 2 objective markers. How many objective markers are left out? There are 3. One of these is a shuffle. And one of them is the really, really bad objective card, the one I really don't like. So, you know what, just so nobody can say that there's any malfeasance that I've set it up beforehand. I had that happen one time. I had a buddy of mine when I was a kid, when we were growing up. We were playing Title Bout Boxing from Avalon Hill, and we were doing Ollie and Foreman, and I was Foreman, and we set everything up, but I had to go home for the day. And the next day when I came back, he had set up the cards so he could, in the first round, on the first punch, as Ali knocked Foreman out. It's like, as soon as that happened, I kind of looked at him and said, "You did something to the cards, didn't you?" And he kind of smiled at me and said, "Yeah." Yeah, people wonder why I have trust issues. Mimics. Mimics are also a reason why I have trust issues. Mimics from D&D? Yeah. F you, DMs. It's the reason I have trust issues is because of mimics. All right, so let's go take a look at 2 objective cards. Okay, shuffle and West German Second Corps counterattack. All right, let's see. Shuffle all objective discards and draw cards into the deck, drawing 2 new objectives. If this card is drawn at that time, it is a null objective. All right, so we didn't get the really bad card, the one I really don't like. So that's good. So we reshuffle the objective cards. I honestly wish there were more objective cards. I think... there's what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9 objective cards. You know, I wouldn't mind seeing a dozen more. I mean, most of the objective cards are, doing so many hits on, the different tracks. I really think that it could have been, they could have done more by putting in some more objective markers, like putting hits on the OCA track, putting hits on the dead track, doing successful reconnaissance missions. I'm the kind of guy that likes a lot of options in games. Yeah, I know I'm not mana shuffling these things this time. We'll just go with this. There's a part of me that would love to see this have an expansion, maybe not more resolution cards, but more objective cards, definitely. All right, got big push. Okay, this isn't that bad. It's not the best one. I kind of really don't like. But big push. Saker wishes 5 successful close air support raids to be conducted this turn. Didn't I have this one last turn? I think I had this one. Lose 1 RP for each close air support raid under 5 that does not score a hit. So yeah, we're going to be losing off that. And West German I Corps counterattack. Didn't I could have, these may have been, you saw me shuffle them. I don't know what happened. So, all right. Sector Alpha. Yeah, Sector Alpha does kind of go along with, what I would like to do, because pack forces, I don't think close air supports are going to help Bremerhaven that much. Oh, that's the one I pushed back. Oh, yes, I did get this last turn. So I Corps, yeah. So let's go ahead and Zoom back out. If I get 3 close air supports in Sector Alpha, will be a Warsaw Pact retreat in Sector Alpha, which we had. Ooh, yeah, okay. Yeah, I can live with that. So, all right. Recon phase. Ah, yeah, like the recon happens. All right, let's see. Recon. Yeah, we're going decap, decapitation strike, air intercept evade. Of course. Played about 10 turns of this game, and I've seen 1 reconnaissance mission. I wonder. I need to look into that. I wonder if that is if the air intercept number is modified by the OCA track. I'm not going to look at it now because I hate looking up rules in the middle. But I'm going to take a look at that. I think it would make sense that the reconnaissance roll or card draw would be modified by the OCA track. I just don't remember it off the top of my head, so I'll check it later. Air planning phase. All right, so we need 5 close air support raids. Saker can F off. Not going to happen. But West German I Corps. Okay, so we got... so let's go ahead and take raid 1. Let's put that close air support on track Alpha. And I need 3 hits in Sector Alpha. So, you know what? Let's save on the PGMs and throw in 2 A10s. Let's take a look at what we got here. The dead track and the OCA track. So my enemy air defenses are starting to get down. So I will you know what? Let's just make sure we go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and take my stealth bombers and put them on dead raids. And we'll do those first because that'll affect the track for later in the turn. And that'll push, hopefully, if I can get it through. Yeah, let's go ahead and make sure we put the American pilot with the F-117s. That'll push it down to a 2. So the Siege strikes will be at a -2. We like that. All right. And, oh yeah, let's also make sure we get in the early warning escorts. So again, we got the West Germans flying electronic warfare. Put both those planes on OEW escort, and that will temporarily bring the OCA track down 1. All right, so air escort... 8, 9. Let's go ahead and put some F-15s. That's going to be an 8. Do I want to risk it? 8. And then -1 for the OCA track is 9. So I'll need an 8 or less on the dice roll. Do I want to push it? Yeah, you know what? Let's see. What can we put? Well, maybe. What do we want to put on C8 strikes? Suppression of enemy air defenses. Ground defense again. All right, let's take these. Oh, what is that? I really wish I knew my modern aircraft just a little bit better. 467. Oh, it's Jaguars. I should remember that. Let's put Jaguars on C8 because that uses the ground attack, and the Jaguars' ground attack is a 7. And we're looking at -1 there, so it'd be an 8. But we could push that down further. Yeah, okay, so we're going to be running a little bit of a risk. We got a little bit of a gap, 9s and 10s maybe, but that's okay. Okay, so yeah, let's run the risk with that. We got the let's see. Let's go ahead and put the British pilot with them. The good thing about the pilots is that as long as you have a plane from that nationality on the strike, you can use the I want to say reroll, but you can discard the result card and draw a new one, regardless of where the pilot is based in. So in this case, the pilot is based in C8, but I could use it on the air escort pool. So it doesn't matter where the pilot is located. You can just do the discard and redraw, regardless of which, if you do an air escort or C8 strike. All right, let's look at trying to suppress their air strikes some more, or their air superiority. And we need strike-capable aircraft for that. Oh, let's go ahead and take these. What is that? That's aardvarks, isn't it? No. Yeah, F-111s. F-111Fs. Those are the aardvarks, aren't they? I think so. Derp. I'm a dummy. I don't know. Okay, air escort. Let's put some those on there. That'll be 5. That'll be 10. That'll get them through. Suppression of air defenses. I like Harriers for that. Harriers are great for ground support. So that should get that through. We've got the pilot attached with the stealth bombers. So that should get through. And I still need 5 successful close air support raids for the big push. Probably not going to happen. All right, so now we need to decide where we want to put our other strikes. I would love to do a decap strike or, FOFA, follow-on forces attack, but I just can't get the random draws for the reconnaissance. So let's take a look at what we got. All right, so we got our first strike on Alpha up there. I can probably pull off 3 more strikes, so let's see. Beta, maybe? Rhine River's looking at 2 versus the Warsaw Pact of 8. Fulda Gap, we like Fulda Gap. We're holding the Warsaw Pact forces there. Some slight minor technical difficulties there. Yeah, I think Fulda needs a little buffing, so we want to hold Fulda. I just like the idea that the Soviets would have historically pushed 9 to 11 divisions in there, and haven't even captured the town of Fulda Light, which is like 5 kilometers from the border. So yeah, I need to inflict as many hits as I can. You know what? Let's go ahead and take one of my A-10s, because we love the A-10s. Let's give them one of the precision-guided munitions to double them to 14. And if it gets through, that'll be a 7 to 8, but we want to hold it more. So let's put another aircraft on ground strike. Let's take some Harriers. That'll push it to 19, which will be 4 hits. Yeah, we like that. We like that idea. So that's what we have for the ground strike. Let's go ahead and put raid 2 on Charlie. Close air support, raid 2 on close air support. Air escort. Let's go ahead and put F-15s. And what are we going to put on C8? Let's go ahead. Let's take one of the West German. That's the Alpha Jet, isn't it? No, it's F4F. So take some F4Fs with a pilot. That'll be 4. And we'll put in these tornadoes. And that'll be 4, and that'd be 4, 5, 7. Yeah, I know math is hard. 7, but we'll have a little bit of suppression on these airstrikes. Plus, we'll have the pilots. Hopefully, that'll get through. And what have I got left? Let's see. Okay, what are we looking at? Nuremberg 3 to 8. That's probably going to fall. Linz 6 to 2. That's probably going to fall. Munich, Munich, we're looking at 8 to 8 cohesion. So the only way I can lose that is if I draw 0 on the attack resolve. So part of me is tempted to try to get at least 1 hit in on there for close air support to guarantee that I hold it. Because let's take a look at Nuremberg. Linz I'm going to lose Linz. 2 to 6. I don't think I can generate enough hits. Well, maybe. But Linz is worth 2 victory points, whereas Nuremberg is worth 1 victory point. But if we keep Linz, if we keep the Warsaw Pact forces here in Linz, I'll get a resource point because they're still in their beginning. Yep. All right. So let's go ahead and hit Linz. Hit the support the forces defending Linz. We'll do raid 3. What do we got? We ain't got much left. Wow. I got nothing but ground support left. I really got nothing in the way of air escort. Oh, that sucks. All right, well, let's go ahead. And I think those are the Canucks, so we'll put them on the primary strike. Crap. And these are all F-16s. Let's go ahead and put the U.S. F-16s on C-8 strikes. Part of me is tempted to take my last PGM and put it on one of these F-16s for air-to-air. That'll only give me a... You know what? I'm out of pilots, too, so let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and give precision guidance to the F-16s. The U.S. F-16s and then the Belgium F-16s will just... Yeah, so that's probably going to fail. But maybe not. I mean, I'm pushing down the OCA track a little bit, so maybe that'll help me. All right, raid resolution phase. Let's go ahead and do the destruction of enemy air defenses first. We got our stealth fighter or stealth bombers, so they get past the air escort with no problem. Now we run into air defense. If either air or ground is a 10, no, gets through just fine. Yay! I'll go ahead and put the pilot back there. So we will inflict 2 hits on the dead track, which now brings it down to a 2. So I'm really hammering their air defenses. We like that. All right, now enemy aircraft. Let's go ahead. We got 5 is a 10, and the track is at a -1 on the card draw. So it's a 10 air intercept is a 10. However, it's a -1 because of my electronic warfare, which makes it a 9, which is less than the 10 that I have. So we just barely get through the air intercept by the skin of our teeth. And now suppression of enemy air defenses, which are dead track is at a -2, so it's going to be a -2 on the card draw. And we've got 10 points worth of C8 strikes. Ground defense is a 9, minus the 2 is a 7. Okay, so the OCA gets through. That strike gets through. My strike value, I think the OCA is a strike value, is an 8, which is 2 hits. So there we go. Now we're actually starting to make some headway against on their tracks. That's what we like to see. That's what I've been trying to do since the beginning of the game. All right, regular missions now. Let's go ahead and do up at Bremen, track A with raid 1. Okay, so we got air intercept with the F-15s is an 8. The OCA track is a -2 on the pull. So air intercept is a 5, -2 is a 3, which is less than my 8, so I get past the air intercept. And now I've got the dead track or C8 strike, which is a 7. And we're looking at a -2 on the card pull because of the dead track. 5, 4, 3. There we go. That gets through. So the strike gets through. I've got 14 points there. That's 3 close air support hits in support of Brimhaven. So let's go ahead and pull that off. And move these guys back down. My A-10s are having a wonderful time rampaging and bombing the hell out of pack forces. All right, raid 2, which is right outside Fulda Gap, in support of Fulda Gap. I've got air escort of 8. Again, the OCA track is a -2. Air intercept 5, 4, 3, which is less than the 8. The air intercept gets through. The C8, I'm looking at 7. Ground defense is a 9. -2, which is a 7. Now, remember, you have to roll under. I keep saying roll under, but it's draw under. So my C8 is a 7, and the card pull ended up being a 7. So it's equal. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the pilot. And when you use the pilot, you actually discard him. So it goes kind of off the board into the discard pile, wherever you have it. And I get to redraw. So we look at air defense again, there, or ground defense again, there we go. 1 minus, it's a negative, yeah. So the strike gets through. Yay. And what have I got here? I've got 14, 19, which is going to be 4 points. Nice. 4 points ground close air support and Fulda. Let's go ahead and pull that off. as you can kind of see, it's really, 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 really important to get the dead and the OCA track down. It's the only way to overcome the high distribution of the numbers on air intercept and ground intercept. So you have always got to try to keep the dead track and the air track. Even just getting it down 1 or 2 points, I think 2 points, you really start to see the biggest change. But you really need to work on destruction of enemy air forces and destruction of enemy air assets, because that pays huge dividends later in the game. All right, so strike 3, raid 3 is over here at Linz. So let's go ahead and just take that off. Okay, we've got 4, 5, 6 as my air intercept. Okay, air intercept 10, even with the -2 from the OCA track. 9, 8. And I got nothing. I got no pilots. I got no way of doing anything. I lose the PGMs, and we roll to see the unit that's damaged in it. It's unit number 25. What's the closest one? 12. So 12 is the closest to the 25. Focus. Those F-16s get damaged. They go into the damage box. That raid fails. Those guys return to base. All right. Well, that's it for. Yep, that's it for the ground strikes. Now for the missions. West German I Corps, 3 RP. Okay, so I got the 3 close air support hits in Sector Alpha. Success, 3 RPs, and 1 Warsaw Pact retreat in Sector Alpha. Since that's an event, we'll keep that to the side. So that gives us 3 RPs. However, the big push was a failure. Lose 1 RP for each close air support raid under 5 that does not score 1 hit. Well, I got 2 win, so a grand total of 3 failures. So I lose all those RPs. Wonderful. All right, so I think that's it for... Okay, yeah, now ground combat phase. So we look up here as I go all shaky wiggly camera. So we got a 5 to an 8. Let's do ground resolution. Attack resolve is a 3. We've got 6 up. That's just barely. So 7 to their 8. I fail. So that unit is destroyed. And the Warsaw Pact forces move forward. But don't worry. We are going to be coming back to this. All right. Rhine River is 2. Ooh, shuffle. Okay. Kind of like the shuffle card. Oh, and that also counts the card roll as a 0. So I got a 2 to an 8. So the Warsaw Pact just really squishy, and they're at the Rhine River now. That's not good. I'm just gonna quickly shuffle the cards off deck. Can you hear that? Can you hear me shuffling the cards? All right. And then cut the deck. All right, fold a gap. We got an 8 to a 6. I'm going to succeed. But can I double? Can I double it? Air attack. Oh, attack resolve is 4. So that is a 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, it's 12 to 6. You've got to more than double it to do the really bad things to the pack forces. So I didn't more than double it. But yeah, we again have stopped the pack forces right at the doorstep of Fold a Gap. All right, now we got the fight outside Nuremberg. Probably going to lose it. Well, I will lose this one. Attack resolve with 0s. Yeah, so... oh, that's bad. Oh, yeah, we're looking at Nuremberg. I was looking at the wrong column. So Nuremberg has been destroyed. Or not. No, the forces around Nuremberg. The pack forces move in. And that gives them a victory point. So they're now sitting at 8 victory points. Now, here we go. Nuremberg, or not Nuremberg, we just did Nuremberg. Landshut and Munich. So it's an 8 to an 8. So basically, I'm going to win on anything but a 0 draw. Attack resolve 2. Okay, so again, like I said, this is kind of the way you break the ground defense. you just get to a location to an 8, and you've got a better than 50-50 chance of always stopping the attack. So it is what it is. And then over here, I was trying to get some ground support off. Didn't work too well. So we got a 2, plus 2 is a 4. 4 is lower than 6. And the Warsaw Pact forces finally move into Linz, which give them another 2 victory points. So they're at 10. All right. So that is ground combat phase. Now, any completed objectives, which we did have, Warsaw Pact retreat in Sector Alpha. We've seen this before. We did it last turn. So again, just like last turn, since we pushed the Warsaw Pact back out of Brimhaven, that's got to be some bloody seesaw fights that are going on there. And we replace the NATO forces in Brimhaven with a Unity 1 or Cohesion 1 force. Reinforcements phase. Yay. The one part I actually kind of dread. All right, let's see. Bremen, it's not going to matter. Rhine, it's not going to matter, but we got to pull just in case there's a shuffle card. Fulda Gap. Warsaw Pact Reinforcement 1. Okay, well, they're back up to 8. Nuremberg, it's not going to matter. Landshut, I think they're going to get their 1 back. I don't think there are any WP0 reinforcements. And Linz with a 6 unity or cohesion. Warsaw Pact reinforced 3. So yeah, they get back up to full strength. So yeah, it's really tough to keep the Soviet forces from being an 8 after the first couple turns. So let's go ahead and restock reinforcements for next turn. Okay, what do we got next? Random events phase. Oops, focus. Yeah, random events phase. To be honest, I really haven't looked too much at the random events, so I don't know what all the random events are. Situation normal. No effect. All right, well, I'll take that over anything else, I suppose. Resource point phase. All right. So we already shifted the RPs for the mission objectives. 1 point for every Warsaw Pact that's still in its starting location. We got 1. 3 point, or 1 point for every 3-point city. Again, there's 4 of them: Munich, Frankfurt, Bonn, and Amsterdam. I got all 4 of them. I still hold on to all 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so I got 5 replacement points. Well, let's go ahead and fix those 2. 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2. I should get some pilots. I need pilots. Pilots are 2. So I can get 1 pilot. All right, let's get British or German. British. We got a lot of... Well, no, we already got a British pilot. Let's go with the German. Go with the German pilot. All right, and that cost me 2. That leaves me with 1. We'll save the 1. Okay. Air mission display step. So basically these guys come off of their OEW escort, which brings it back down because that was just a temporary modifier. Dead OCA recovery step. Okay, so now we are going to be pulling to see if either the dead or the OCA. This time we actually have hits on the OCA track. We haven't had them in the longest time. So dead track, even, no air intercept. Oh, and OCA track, even, no air intercept, 9. All right, so the Soviets are not reinforcing their air assets or their aircraft, which is a good thing. Nuclear escalation step. Warsaw Pact forces need to be at 20 before we look at the nuclear escalation. So we don't have to worry about that. And Warsaw Pact victory point step. Oh, I forgot a step. We'll go back to that in a little bit. Warsaw Pact forces get 1 victory point for every track that they've maxed out. I forgot the NATO reinforcement phase, so let's do NATO reinforcement. NATO reinforcement of 6. So we got 6 points. Okay, Munich's capped out. Frankfurt, we don't have to worry about Frankfurt. Yeah, okay, so let's go ahead and put the 1 into Bonn. That'll make that. Amsterdam, where else do we want to put it? I think I got 5. You know what? Let's go ahead and put it at Stuttgart. Let's put the 5 into Stuttgart and bring that up to an 8. Oh, focus. Because Stuttgart's worth 2 points. So yeah, that's there. Well, that's it. There we go. That's the turn. So yeah, I think this will be my last recorded playthrough. I will continue playing this on my own just because I want to see what happens with it, and I may give a little recap after this on what happened. But I did want to say, like I said, I was very frustrated with the system the first time I played it through because I was playing the medium scenario, and I should not have played the medium scenario before playing the kitty trainer wheel scenario first, which this is. I like it. It's a fun little game. I would like to see this as a 2-player game. I think it would be really cool if there was a way, and this may be an expansion, for a Soviet player to be figuring out his air defenses and his dead track and his reinforcements. I think this could convert into a really cool 2-player game. I don't know. Maybe we'll see that someday in the future with it. But yeah, if you haven't gotten this game yet, I would really recommend getting it. I honestly think it plays a lot better than a lot of other Hollandspiel games, and I like Hollandspiel. I've got several of their games. It's probably one of my more favorite ones from Hollandspiel, regardless of the frustration that I was venting at the very beginning. But I think that's gonna do it, and we're gonna step into another project. I don't know. I got so much stuff that I can go through. I'll figure out something. Don't forget to check me out on Facebook if Facebook is your groove thing at the original Grognard. Questions, comments, concerns, complaints, criticisms in the comment section. I'll see everybody next time. See ya.